Hi there! Hello. Oh wow, I tilted this downwards and it's still pretty high. That's great. Oh well. Close enough. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you're having a pretty good Tuesday so far. Other than, for a good chunk of the country being disgustingly hot. I'm unfortunately included in this. Uncreated automaton. Hello. Hi. How goes Tuesday? Yeah, I'm drafting Floof currently in front of my face, so give me a second. Yeah, redraft. This should be. Yeah, this should be enough. Disgustingly. Yeah. You too? I'm not at West, so I'm not, having the worst of it, but I hate it. Can we just not? Although after, tomorrow it's supposed to, cool off for a couple of days. Oh, yeah, okay, you're dealing with the hell. Sorry. I know for some places it's, the feels like it's, 50 C. So, that is stupid hot for you. That's, down in the desert of the Midwest during, the peak of summer. So, you guys definitely should not be dealing with that. So this is very weird, but hopefully you guys can say 84 feels like the humidity. That is humidity kicking people's ass. And it's for 88 for us here, and the feels like is almost 100, so the humidity's not so bad, but Go November! Thank you for the host, although I expect it might be an auto host, but either way, thank you. Okay, I saw that, but there we go. Cool. I was about to be like, where's my alert? There it is. But yeah, not terribly much interesting went on for me. Getting on here terribly much. Although, since yesterday, I've been in the midst of detangling. It's only 66. It was... Oh god. That's even worse. Also, why is it oh, I suspect because I have this here and the other one's covered. That might be why it looks like there's a spotlight on my face going on today. Yeah, that's worse. Summer's the worst time for humidity, but such is life. What was I saying? Basically, not terribly much today. Picking out stuff on We Crochet because got a gift card, so that's a thing. So I'm kind of torn between things. I'm trying to keep it to if I go over the card limit, it's only a wee bit, a couple of dollars at most, so that's a thing. And what else am I thinking of? Oh yeah, the hell out of me untangling. Because both of them do, since, it's the same company, it's just that there's a separate site for just crochet stuff. But yeah, it's both Nitpicks and We Crochet. I had that question when the sale first started and happened to check, so yeah, that is indeed a thing. Also, let me turn this on while I sit here. Okay, cool. Which, right now, that sale is on worsted weight stuff, the last I had checked. Because last week it was fingering weight stuff and things. I'd hoped to get in on that, but I did not. Oh, I still need sock yarn for commissioned socks and stuff. Which I have that hanging out in the basket. That's where part of my gift card is going to. What else? I was gonna get what is that? About a pound of that? But the sale isn't... Yeah, it depends on what you're getting, how much of a percentage off you get. That's the thing. And I feel like they put the high percentage on stuff they're trying to get rid of, which is the problem, but yeah. That's indeed a thing. Alright. Yeah, basically have been untangling the previous stuff that I had been playing. The sale isn't implied. Yeah. Yeah, some stuff they take a little bit more off depending on like the popularity of the colors. I think that's based on how much they take off there. Oh, and I forgot to get the foot pedal. Oh, there. Because I've been using this without the foot pedal. Because normally I just sit in my bed and just turn the knob there. I forgot to get the foot pedal. I will be right back in a second. It's just right there, but I have to like walk around to get it. But that should hopefully not take me terribly long. Is this thing? This is the 6. I had backed it on Kickstarter, so I've had this for a couple of months now. Let me grab that foot pedal. I knew I was forgetting some. Okay, I successfully knocked over nothing. I have a battery pack in this, so it is not plugged into the wall. Just to make life easier on me. Alright, let's see. Whoopsie. Sorry. Where is the thing? Here we go. There. That's plugged in. Move this bit because I'm not spinning this yet. But yeah, that is a thing they always do. Depending on the color, the deeper discount, because I think, like, you know, the stuff that they might not, you know, want, or rather, the less popular stuff gets the deeper discount, so they move. Debbie Cat! Hello. How you doing? Thank you for the host. I saw you were in here the other day. I think Saturday? Was it Saturday? Probably Saturday. I tend to not look, but I just happened to see. Staying chill. Busy melting over here myself. Oh, there. Oh, I hadn't turned the thing. Genius. Yeah, I'm gonna probably turn on our AC later. So right now, I get some. Aw, thank you. That means a lot. So yeah, I'm just doing some spinning for TDF. I might switch to chainmail a wee bit later. I'm not sure. Depends. Yeah, I'm in the heat zone, so basically, for us, let's see, today it's 88 for me specifically. Plus, but if you factor in the humidity, it's basically 97, 98 degrees. So, yeah, it's fun. I have the ceiling fan going full speed since this morning. And basically did everything I could when it was not too hot, so. Basically, it's gonna be, the afternoon is basically me just gonna be, like, flopping about. Oh, ugh. Yeah. It was pretty much almost the same thing yesterday, but like 1 degree less, and the feels like it's like, thanks. Sleepy Anthro. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, for us, it should be about Wednesday. They said it should break for a little bit, but I see it's gonna probably come back sometime next week. Thanks. Basically, it's like, this is very early in summer. Why is it this disgusting already? This is like July, August weather. Like, it has no right to be this gross. Late June. I mean, technically here, like, Memorial Day is like the unofficial start of summer, but the weather has just been like everywhere, like a roller coaster. So, I don't know. It does not know what it wants. I feel bad for anybody who does not have an AC. Because, yeah, this is just bad. I'm actually spinning some floof for a Tour de Fleece casual floof spinning competition. Let me... There. I was about to turn the thing. I forgot I have the foot pedal on here. But I had already started this on my smaller wheel before I left. So I have like about half of it hanging out on this bobbin, give or take. And then this stuff I have left, I'm basically going to spin for Tour de Fleece. And then I have another braid of other colors in Blue Face Leicester. Which, actually, let me grab that while I'm thinking about it. It's like jewel tones. I had gotten that as a gift for my birthday last year. But I hadn't spun it yet, so I'm like, let me spin it this year. Thank you for the bits! So I installed... Yeah. I don't regret it because... I wish... Yeah. Our AC is not as much of a thing for you guys up there. I know Europe, that's not as, you know... prominent of a thing because it usually doesn't get that hot, but is that a thing for you guys in Canada, like, you know, as widely distributed? Also, let me grab the thing before I forget and trip over a box. It's fine. I swear I'm lucky I've not broken my neck somehow. It depends on... Okay. I wasn't sure, so I figured I would ask. Yeah, no, I know it. For cheap apart. Yeah. This is 100% BFL here. Jane Wayne gifted me this last year for my birthday, and it's been hanging out. As you can see, you can guess why she gave it to me. Very much purple. And I appreciate it. This is a 4-ounce, which is usually about how much a braid is. So once I finish spinning the singles for this, I'm going to see how far I can get into this. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. I have no idea what it's going to be when it's done. Well, it could be, but probably not going to use it for socks just because it doesn't have anything like nylon. Because I prefer, you know... sock yarn with at least like 20% nylon because I can be very hard on my socks, so I need something that has a bit of durability to it. Although this doesn't have any nylon, but this is a bit more durable of a yarn, so I might see how it goes. Okay, good. Can only put in only cools down a single. Yeah. Yeah, I remember you're in a townhouse, so I figured more than likely that would definitely have one installed in there already, or at least I would hope so.
Work?
Yes.
Oh, the and stuff?
He was sitting in there! Don't mind me. That was my dad. Let's not do that too thin. Although, I don't think I need to move my hook anytime soon. He is prone to do that. Walk in. Yeah, on the Be Right Back screen. I have the Plinko one. I feel like a lot of people use the drop game, which I'm not against, but I wanted to do something different. Oh, for the fall, so I'll sound like... Oh. I have not done quilts. Sewing is not terribly in my wheelhouse. But quilts are definitely cool, but also I feel like a lot of math. Although you can argue that about, crafting in general, there is math. Much math. Also, I had reset everybody's points back in beginning of this month. So not everybody's not going to have like terribly much in the way of leaf points. I felt currency was kind of running away with itself. Oh. Although you do get points for, hanging out here, following, posting, etc., etc. Oh, so you have a possibility of some points. Debbie. Oh. There you go. Also, let me see. Yeah, I forgot to open GiftBot, didn't I? Yep, GiftBot, and let's make sure that's plugged in. I saw my laptop was plugged out. I'd rather not have it die in the middle of stream. That happened once. Because the plug got a tiny bit out of range. Alright, GiftBot is now on. Which, if anybody wants to play with the gifts, you can do exclamation point gifts. I think GIFS. I think it's that one. I had set it to that one. Hi, Ember Hulk. Yeah, what is happening? Yeah, a couple of them don't have sound, so I have no idea if that went off. There's stuff that's like sub only. Oh god. Is that gonna be everybody's favorite gift today? Yeah, I love that one. Oh, how about I actually do that? And let me actually open stream labels. There used to be music to that, but I was worried about the DMCA thing, so I'm trying to avoid, using too much stuff that could cause issue with that. Although I feel like gifts are fine because they're like really short clips, but basically trying to avoid any sort of issue with that. Alright, stream labels, you are on. Awesome. Thank you for the lurk, I appreciate it. Also, thank you for chatting with me a little bit. Enjoy your lurk? Yeah, that's the one. Enjoy your afternoon. Yeah, because you're an hour ahead of me, so yeah, afternoon. Trying not to draft too thin on this, but also let's minimize that so that stops being in my way. Congrats! Everybody got floof. Wait, did you guys put one in to begin with? But yay! Yeah, because if you get one, you only get one. But fair. That is fair. I feel like most point things, that's usually how it works. Like if you put in like a single thing, it'll give you back that same one. Yeah, it's 15-minute intervals, so you have another 14 minutes and 8 seconds to try again. But that should not be terribly long. Well, actually, yeah, you do lose whatever you risk because there is no guarantee that you win. So basically, if you happen to lose, you do lose what you risk in there. Which is why I have in the bot blurb that it's like, hey, you're not guaranteed to win. So, you know, risk the floof at your own risk. Also, my throat feels a wee bit scratchy. I might need some water. I've not been talking very long, but given it's hot, I imagine that's not helpful. There we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I just needed some water. I didn't realize I was sweating that much. It's like... Alright. I should have checked if I needed to move the hook, actually. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm like right in here, so maybe I'll just move the hook just a smidge. Yeah. So other than this spin, I have a very, very sparkly spin on a Turkish spindle, since I have two 3D printed Turkish spindles from Turtle Made, if you happen to know them on Etsy. They have some pretty stuff. They also have floof. I have not bought their floof. Although I shouldn't really be buying floof at this point because I have a good bit of floof, both, wool and acrylic. I have like a couple of braids of acrylic to spin. Plus also much floof. I literally have a braid of floof from my last birthday I had bought. I think mulberry silk and merino? I think. But yeah, I have two of them involving some silk, which I'll eventually spin on here at some point, but we'll see. More than likely, I might chain ply this once it's done. Like this and the stuff on the bobbin. Chain ply it as usual. That's my preferred method, but considering I have the nano, I could possibly, if I want to, 3-ply it. Like full on actually 3-ply it. Because there's a difference between chain plying and 3-plying. Chain plying would be, like, say, you're basically extending the loops of yarn. Like if you do crochet. Actually, let me just spin this a little bit and show you what I mean. Basically, it's like, say, this would be the general loop, and then you would have, actually, do that, that's gonna end up being a slight knot. You would basically have a third bit, the working end, where you like kind of pull it through, like with the way you crochet. Oh, it's not long enough, is it? The way you crochet, and then basically, if I had more yarn, you would kind of like pull it through and then extend it up there, and then keep going from there until you hit the end. Which, if you're gonna, spin stripy yarn, that is certainly the way to go. I do really want to eventually do an actual 3-ply yarn, or even a 4-ply, but you have to spin really thin for a 4-ply, which I'll have to work on my consistency for that, which my consistency isn't terrible, but like the thinner you go, certainly have to be more consistent about it. Although at the same time too, I honestly do want to, spin a bit thicker yarns, which I might experiment with that with the acrylic floof I have, because I have 3 more 4-ounce braids of acrylic. 2 that are like, browns and like white color and orange. 1's a multicolored. I'd spun 1 braid of it. Currently hanging out in a plastic tote that I have. Come on, please craft. Thank you. But yeah, I haven't spun the other one of those yet, of that acrylic floof. I will eventually get to it. And also there are projects I have hanging out in the needles, like I have a sweater I started earlier this year. Too hot to deal with it now, or at least in the trying on aspect, but that and a shawl that partially has some hand spun. That was like the first time I spun anything with some silk. And I need to get that done. It's just more of that's a bit of chart reading. So it's probably going to be an offline project just because, yeah. Sometimes I don't feel like working on stuff on charts when I have to stream. Because it feels like makes it a bit more of a slog. But mainly because while you're streaming, you tend to need to focus on at least, 4 or 5 things at once. Which isn't helpful. But yeah, this bit of floof that I have in my hand is about 6 grams. We'll see how far we'll get. More than likely I'll have to cut at least twice, but this is slightly longer bit than what I normally cut. I tend to cut short amounts, like say, about the length of my hand. This is probably a wee bit longer than that, but I don't mind. Although before even any of that, I'm gonna need to package some stuff I need to send out. Also, there's some people I need to like get a hold of for giveaway stuff and things, although I've already poked them, so I'm honestly just waiting to hear from them at this point. I mean, I suspect they might be busy, so I can totally wait if that ends up being the case. Yeah. Oops, how did I manage to do that? It's fixable, but still. This thing has a bit of like natural errors where it splits, so it's like when I'm drafting sometimes, the yarn like comes apart, like the floof part. So it's like I'm kind of pulling from like one small area instead of the whole bit of floof that I have in my hand like I'm supposed to. Yeah, either way it still becomes floof in the end, but I like it to not do that. Let's see. Although, it's probably better if I actually look up here so I can at least see. Instead of poking my face near this thing. Because this goes fast enough, especially at the higher speeds, although I don't think I'll need it to go much faster than a 3 on here. I think it's like 5 or 6 speeds that it has on here. But the 5 and 6 are like terrifyingly fast, but I don't think I would need to spin it that fast even for silk. But I know for some people even that's not fast enough, which that's totally fine. So there's certain yarn, like, you know, if you're gonna spin cotton, which cotton's really short, so you need a lot of twist to get it to do what you want, so that's a thing. For anybody not familiar, by staple I mean like the length of the hair on the fiber, so like when you pull it apart, how long it takes for it to like fully come apart is about the length of the staple. Although longer staples means it's a bit more coarse, but also it means it's a bit more sturdy. Which I think this is like a longer staple, but this is not like terribly coarse. This is probably not like merino, but it is certainly soft enough. This is not like Leicester. It is certainly a bit coarser, which I have spun a mix of Lincoln, Leicester, Romney, and that's like, you can definitely feel it's like a little bit coarser, definitely on the side of stuff like Corriedale, which I have a bit of that, like 8 ounces of that hanging out, although I put a little bit of that into what again? Half granny square shawl that I have hanging out. That's like one of those casual projects because you don't really have to think about it. Oh, I turned the thing. I forgot. And I tend to not sit here because it's hard to see like when I should move my hook when I'm sitting here, because I don't normally have it on this surface here, the wheel, if I'm sitting here spinning during, you know, not stream times. It'll be like about where the laptop is, or like right next to the laptop if I'm watching something on, you know, Twitch. Yes, either way. Alright, anybody who wants to go and try again for stream minigame, totally feel free to do so right now. The game is back up and running. Come on. Come on. It makes this bobbin look really close to the yarn, but the bobbin is certainly a bit more shade of a blue. And this is certainly more aqua and teal, so this has like a slight more green tinge to it. There you go. It's kind of interesting to see how the camera reflects it, but I had set the white balance myself. Because sometimes if you leave the auto balance on the camera, it tends to do wonky things sometimes, depending on, like, you know, what you're trying to get the accurate color from. Plus, you know, cameras don't like certain colors anyway. Like, you know, certain shades of blue or purple or red. Red, it tends to, like, freak out like no one's business. I forget, yellow is also one. I think so? Maybe? Yeah, either way, cameras have, like, colors they tend to freak out on. It can be annoying. Come on. Come on. There we go. And draft enough, but yeah, this is getting really thin. Like, this is close to the lace weight, so I might be spinning just a wee bit too thin. Also, I think it's almost time for me to move this book here. Just about. I say as I continue to keep drafting. Yeah, cameras, when you're taking photos, like to do that. It's annoying. It's like, I know what color it is, but you don't seem to. Unless, like, you put it through, like, you know, a filter of some kind to make the color as true as you can possibly get. Oh, I turned the thing. Sure. I keep turning the dial instead of pressing my foot pedal. Oh well. I really would like to spin mint one of these days, because, you know, they have, like, you know, natural fibers, like, say, cotton and soybean, although soybean kind of makes my throat itch, so I'd probably not be able to use that. I think that's, like, a slight allergy to soybean. I also don't drink soy milk. Although it has, like, texturally speaking, it feels like, for me, kind of slimy. Well, it's certainly not a reason to avoid it on my case. Oh, let me turn this tension up a little bit. And just turn this dial just a hair. I tend to not have my tension up terribly high because I don't want the yarn to be yanked out of my hands. Personally, again, this is all like a matter of preference, but for me personally, I like it to be able to take it up if I over twist a little bit, which I tend to do. But I don't need it to like be ripped out of my hands before I'm done with it. Oh no! I can't do. Aw. But yeah, I feel you on that. I basically avoid anything that has like soy in there. Having one's throat annoyingly itch is not fun. Luckily, it doesn't seem like it's a severe allergy of any kind. The only like real like make sure you don't eat the thing is shellfish. I can't do shellfish because unfortunately I usually get like hive level while trying to go, oh no. And they have quite a bit of like soy based products, don't they? That sucks. And very unhelpful. Come on, please draft just a little bit. Thank you. Alright. Oh, I don't think. Did I change this back to the proper server? I'm talking about OBS here. Because I had it in the Florida server while it was down there. But rather, let's see, settings. I'm pretty sure I did. But yeah, I'm not really interested in shellfish. Oh, okay, it is in New York. Cool. I did do that right. Yeah, I'm not really interested. I found it out the hard way when I was 10 and had shellfish. And then it was like, didn't you know you know silly? I was like, how am I supposed to know that? You don't tell me anything. And I literally lay there and it's like hives and everything. It's like, ugh. Luckily not, you know, like anaphylactic shock levels, but, you know, there's always, you know, a possibility that could happen. So basically, shellfish equals no. Also, let me turn this down a little bit. This feels like it's going just super allergic to. Ah, no, I like cats. I don't own any. Maybe, yeah, I can imagine kids definitely love kitties. I feel like I can understand your sadness as a small human. I mean, I probably have like a small allergy, but that's more of probably to the general dust that their fur collects. I'm just mad about. No, I like cats. Cats are adorable and lovely. I would love a cat. At some point. But I do not have the finances to take care of one properly. But I've heard enough about, you know, the floofy friends needing, you know, surgery for whatever medical reason. And, you know, I'd rather at least have some sort of funds to make sure I can take care of such an issue. I am very tall. Dogs are great too. I more prefer cats, personally. That's just me. Dogs are wonderful too. Okay, that's a little thin of a draft. Let's fix that. I'm gonna probably need to stop a little bit soon so I can draft the other piece, because we're already done with the first piece. Which I figured we would be at least in this hour. tend to spin fast enough for that. Yeah, it's like people bills, people medical bills, but worse in some aspects. Although I feel like the people medical bills can get ridiculous real quick too, so. Which, if given it's something that people need, I feel like it shouldn't be stupid expensive. I mean, yes, hospitals need to get funded. I'm not saying like stiff the hospitals, but they tend to overcharge sometimes for things, and it's like, what imaginary world are you living in? That you're charging for, like $7 for something that you could probably go around the corner store and get right now. Please explain. Also, I should probably pause it now. Although, let me get a wee bit twist. Cool. Yeah. Oh, fine. Alright. Pre-drafting this so I can attach it to the other bit. Although I'm probably gonna, once I take a break, cut another piece. Because given I went through the first bit in less than an hour, more than likely I'm gonna need to, cut another piece during the second hour. So it makes more sense to just cut it during the break. I don't have to go grabbing that. Also, I'm pre-drafting just so, it's easier to draft the floof when I'm spinning, because if you don't, sometimes it's a little bit of an issue to get the yarn to do the thing. So, actually, let me separate. Okay, let's go here. And then there. I'm gonna make sure I pinch it enough so it stays together, or else it'll break. Not something I like. Come on. And I should check. A little bit more, and then I'll have to start moving back again. This is like my third pass on this. Which, more than likely, I'm not going to fill the bobbin, because this is like about half the braid, give or take, so definitely shouldn't fill the bobbin, but certainly should, at least take up a sizable amount of space. Also, on the pet topic, I say this like I've never had pets, period, but I've had fish. That's about it. I would certainly, like an actual thing I can pet and hold. So that is a thing. I looked at a hedgehog once, but this is like one of the places where it's considered an exotic pet, so I can't. Although, plus they're nocturnal, so don't really see terribly much of them. Although, cats are also pretty nocturnal now that I think about it. And to be more active during the night. But cats are certainly a bit more independent. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Oops. There we go. That's too thin. So tomorrow, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do like traditional art or digital art, since I definitely have the option of either one. Although I have stuff I need to work on digitally speaking. So it's one of those, I don't know what I should do kind of things. Oh. Come on. All the things I do on here, I think it's like traditional art I tend to do the least of. I'd wager. Not that I don't like it, but more of the, I think, the most having to wait for stuff to dry sometimes. That's more if I'm painting, which I have, watercolors, recent gouache paint acquisition, and acrylic paint. I should use more of. Which I did swatch the gouache paint. Some of the metallic colors are not as shiny as others, but I don't mind that. Also, I should probably, be able to mix the metallics with the non-metallic colors and then, get more variety in colors and shades that way. Because I do have a 36 set of, like, metallic colors. By they, I mean Arteza, which they're switching over, like, another site for affiliate stuff, so I'm gonna have to see about doing all that, which is kind of annoying. Well, basically, probably, if not today, probably tomorrow, I'll probably have to take off that affiliate link off there. Not sure why the changed. It might have like been a something in their agreement. I have no clue. But certainly very, very annoying to me. Just a little bit more. But it's just about my first break. I tend to take a break every hour to avoid my back being upset with me. So that is a thing. I'm like this and pretty much hunching, which equals after a while, if I don't move around, my back will be like, what are you doing? Can we do something else, please? Also, the back of my neck tends to do that too, because I tend to be like looking down like this, as you've pretty much seen me do. And Floof Game is available to be played again for anybody who would like to play. Alright, let me just pause here. And take myself my first break. Alright, so anybody who needs to, do something like, grab a cup of coffee or water given this weather, let's see, use the bathroom, or, just go and do other things and don't want to miss a stream, this is probably the best time for you to do so. I will be back in like 5 to 10 minutes, give or take. And then I will probably throw on the usual 1-minute ad to avoid pre-roll ads for about 20 minutes after I get back on here, because those be annoying. And I know they're, what's its face? The Purge, which I really would like it to not do that, because that is not my jam whatsoever. I'm not about that, so it would be great if I'd not see that ad. But yeah. Anyway, I'll be back. Totally feel free to play the Plinko game, which is created by my Insane and Instafluff from Pixel Plush. The way you do it is there you go. Back again. Now let's take it up and walk around like a tiny bit. Obviously I can't like overdo it because hot. Alright. So got my stretch, had my water. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the break as well. And hopefully you did not get a purge ad in the midst of all the stuff and things. Unfortunately, that is not a thing I can control, but such is life. I do wish you'd be able to pick, like, what kinds of ads you'd be able to have on your channel. Like, based on, the ads that are currently running on Twitch at the time, and then be able to be like, hey, these ads are totally not my kind of thing. I mean, yes, I have mature rated, but still, I do not need the purge to be popping up on my channel. That would be great. You'd think, but I think it's as long as they get the money. They probably have to like run it a certain amount of time, which means I imagine just blanket running the ads across the entirety of all the Twitch channels. Or at least that's what I presume. Yeah, that's one of those things that kind of annoys me, but we're kind of stuck with. I feel like if that ever were a thing, more than likely that would be like a partners only sort of deal. I suspect. But in the long run, it's probably like whatever makes Amazon money. Like, don't care if Jeff Bezos is not running that. It's still whatever gets them the most money. With him stepping down as CEO does not really mean anything, and that will not change their practices whatsoever. So, what am I being pinged about? Okay, that one I'm not Thursdays. What's the other one? Okay. Nothing immediately needing my attention. Cool. You guys don't hear a sound because I have streamer mode on there, but I like at least checking to make sure it's not something that needs me to respond. Also, I should move this hook up and down soon enough. Alright. Yeah, that's good enough. So, let me move this back a little. I'm gonna start going back the other way. Oh, I didn't cut the... Damn it. That's what I forgot. I don't need it immediately, but I like not having to, like, immediately cut the floof. Okay, wrong end. Hey, Jake. Woo, wrong person. Hey, Jan. I was about to call you JK because I was looking at the Twitch thing. Because I had gotten the a thing, but I saw it wasn't important. But yeah, hi. How you doing? I'm spinning floof here. Just cutting another piece because that's probably going to be done in like another 20 minutes. How are you dealing with the heat? Because I think you're dealing with the obnoxious heat as well. Ugh. It is gross and I hate it. I would like it to stop now. Oh, it's cool. Yeah, freak. Okay, that is good. Unfortunately, not so much here. At least not today. Because our heat advisory is until Wednesday night. And that's gonna, like, cool off for a couple of days and then come back to remarkably only 86. Yeah, 88 here feels like is gonna be 98, last I checked. The joys of living near an ocean. Well, somewhat near the ocean. Yeah, I can imagine. Rain is definitely... sounds like a good idea. I think we're in for thunderstorms like Friday. I think. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's likely the case. Also, I was showing everybody the floof that you got me for my birthday earlier. Before I got started with the spins. I was basically telling everybody my general goals for TDF. Also, I got a gift card that I'm basically trying to figure out how do I spend the money. It's for We Crochet, and it's like I'm pondering maybe getting some of the roving to play around with for... Even though I said no more floof, but here I am. I mean, I didn't finish spinning a thing, so it's not terrible. Plus, they also, they do sell the thing. That you spin the acrylic yarn out of. Well, that I spun the acrylic yarn out of. The blue stuff. Lion Brand Homespun. There we go. They sell it on there, so... I might get one of those in a different color. Potentially play around with. Which they have very gorgeous colors, which I imagine will spin up really, really well. Come on. Draft, please. There we go. Yeah, it wasn't drafting enough. Also, how high are your chances for rain? Hopefully, you have some good odds of rain. Only like, that's not bad, but yeah, I know those aren't high chances, but not bad. And just a heads up, the floof game is active. If you want to check how much floof you currently have, do exclamation point yarn, and you will see the amount of floof that you currently have in your possession. Also, Jane, I forget, what colors do you want for your chainmail dice bag? I presume green. I just want to check with you before I get started on that. I've PM'd you about that at some point. Any color, but okay, so no orange and no yellow. Okay. Although, hilariously, I just stocked up on some orange rings, speaking of. Because I didn't have any. Well, actually, I did have some, but not a huge amount of chainmail rings in orange. But yeah, that is certainly easy to work with. I'm probably going to start that, if not later today, possibly sometime tomorrow. I'm in the midst of packaging up other stuff to send out. Which, speaking of, remember that. I mean, yeah, I figured. But I just like having all my ducks in a row. Yeah, it looks like I'll probably need to move that soon enough. And stop here. Yeah, that's about even enough. Okay. Let's move that back. It's a little. if it goes well enough, I might do those as a thing, which it shouldn't be that difficult given the base pattern for one of those is basically, you know, very basic weave, so it should hopefully work out well. There. And what have you been up to today so far? Oh, that's what I was planning to do this week. Whoops, I forgot. I can probably do that next week, maybe? But I keep having in my head to change the schedule just a wee bit. And start half hour later, but I had completely forgotten. Nice job! Woohoo! Congratulations, everybody has one floof. And I think that, no, because you went with 5, but at least that earns you back a little bit of the floof that you had lost. Although you didn't lose a ton to begin with, so that works out. Only got 2. Yeah, I know. But you had doled out 2 before. Betty! Hello. How goes? Hopefully your Tuesday is going well. Broke even. Yep, pretty much. I'm here spinning my flute for a TDF. I can see here, hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully, you know, not embroiled in the heat. It goes. Try not to melt, otherwise fun. Not up to terribly much. Did a wee bit of cleaning earlier this morning. Also, finally finished untangling that yarn that I had plied on my bobbin, which I couldn't find the end on the outside. So I basically pulled from the inside, which I figured was gonna be a nightmare, and I was correct. So, yeah, that was fun. Literally just finished untangling that before stream today, so I can finally hank that. Which that's going to Mr. Artbrains. I'm gonna have to poke him for his address. Which I discovered We Crochet actually sells that stuff, which considering they sell Lion brand now, it makes sense. Which also means I could possibly buy a different color to play around with, which I figured it. My guess on what the color was for the first bit of stuff I was correct in, which that was Colonial? Yeah, Colonial. Also, hopefully. Come on. Also, sorry you cannot see my hands. This is bigger than the Nano, so fitting both this and my hands in frame, given the thing that I have this perched on, is highly not feasible. Like, if I had an actual table, maybe that would help. Nope. Alright, so I'm gonna need to redraft another piece pretty soon because I'm almost done with this piece. Which, that was 6 grams, both of those pieces together, so there's probably another 6 grams that I have in my hand, give or take. Almost there. I'm trying to get this row as even as possible so I can, like, even out everything. Although, I know it's fine if this is not perfect. I just like to at least attempt to have my bobbins be a wee bit more even. Do. Oh, whoops. Ignore my foot. I forgot that was showing. Better. So I could at least not do that. It's too hot right now for me to put on socks, even if they're wool socks. Although I do need some more shorty socks. I need to eventually make some more of those. I need to do more small human socks to be able to send those off. I have not made a pair of small human socks since I've gotten back. It's just been like, I don't feel like doing that right now. I'll eventually get to that. Also, for me to do this thing here and split this up. Let me press this guy. Oh no. And given this heat wave, which they are not prepared for because it doesn't normally get that hot over there, that is not helping. Jeez. Basically, they've kind of become California in that sense, where it's just like dry and, you know, obnoxiously hot, which is very much a recipe for not good ground, i.e., there's likelihood stuff will catch on fire. Especially if people do stupid things. Yes. That sounds like a recipe for a very bad time. Oh, did I? Yes, I did. Oops. When did that happen? Sorry. Apparently this was like right next to the mic. And I was just like, oh, whoops. People do. I know. It's such out of character thing. We would. No, not at all. Never. Miss Erla, hello, hello. Thank you. It goes well, despite the fact it is disgustingly hot over here. But I'm just casually doing my spins. Literally, my main goal is to finish spinning this and then see how far I can get to spinning singles for the other braid I have hanging out here. One would hope. One would hope. Think. Yeah, I can move the hook now, I think. But yay! Congrats on getting one. Have you managed to play with it so far? If so, how are you liking it? Well, yeah, this is certainly bigger than the other one, which, if I had my Nano right in front of me, I would show you guys the comparison between the two. Although I suspect this might not be able to hold the whole 8 ounces like it projects itself to. Although, I think that's more of depending on how much it spins. Finish off my yay! Yeah, I've played on this and it works pretty well. My only thing is that sometimes I'm able to like pull the yarn back out of there. Like, you know, like if you're spinning here, you could kind of just, if you tug hard enough, you can pull the yarn back out. Although I don't have my tension terribly high, which is probably why. I have it enough that I can, you know, have the yarn, if overspun a little bit, get in there. But not ridiculously high, because I don't want the yarn to be yanked out of my hands. But yay, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it's nice to be able to, you know, spin the thing on one wheel and not have to break it up into several bobbins. That's my only annoyance with the Nano. Other than that, not much terribly in the way of issue with it. And spinning for nice. Spinning for fun or spinning for prizes? I mean, I'm monitoring the Twitch team, but I'm spinning for prizes personally, but I'll be totally fine if I don't win. Because this is honestly more for the fun of it. Plus, you get yarn out of it, so that helps. It's not like I wouldn't be spinning. Yeah, you have time. Waiting on lunch. Ah, what's for lunch? I made sure to have lunch before I got started. Which, despite grossness of the heat, I had a sandwich. Basically, some Swiss cheese with a couple of pepperonis on there. It was good. I was like, ah, okay. Hope it is good. You just, yeah, the 1.0 motor is like, bleh. The only reason why I haven't switched to the 1.1 motor is just the whole I would have to cut the thing out of there. Which is my main reluctance with that. but it's not difficult. It's just more of I don't feel like it. Basically. Do. Careful. Getting a wee bit thin. Well, thinner than I want, I should say. A what now? A handyman? Ah, you haven't found someone to cut the hole for you, I presume? The Inglewood Lavender Fields of Provence. That sounds lovely, and also it sounds very purple, which, as you can see, well, at least, well, based on the stuff that I have on my setup here. Yes, I'm handy mode. Yeah, it took me a second to realize what you meant, and I was just like, ah. Yeah, that sounds like a lovely set. I have not spun, like, you know, small sets like that. Very purple. I approve of the very purple. But tons of other, yeah, I imagine some greens hanging out in there too. And maybe some white. Yeah, probably a bit of white in there. My best guess. Come on. There we go. Also, I should be watching my bobbin. I've been distracted, but in a good way. Yeah, definitely time to move this over. Just a smidge. But yeah, you have me at it's very purple. Do-do-do. Yep. I need to draft just a smidge. There we go. That's better. Oh, I should get a drink of water. If not now, soon enough. Alright. Time for me to have a wee bit of water. Hopefully the thing will not pick it up this time. There we go. That's better. I did not want it to be too loud, but if I close that thing a little too hard, it picks up the sound. I'm honestly just gonna apply it on itself. I'm not sure if I'll do an actual true 3-ply or chain ply. Chain ply? That's better. I just had water. Why is my voice doing that? But yeah, this blue is teeswater. So I think this is like a mix between Corriedale and Merino. This breed is specifically. But I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that's the gist of it. But I do want to see if this stuff is suitable sock yarn. Which this doesn't have any nylon, but based on what I've seen, it's pretty sturdy enough that it should be able to work out for socks. My hope. They have another one of these in purple, because I got gifted these Don't Poke Me, who hangs out here sometimes. She gifted me 4 braids of floof, which was really sweet of her. I eventually should send her something back. Yeah. This is probably not as soft as Merino, but pretty close. Yeah, getting gifted much floof is very much a very cool thing. Basically, she doubled my floof stash. I don't have a ton of it. I tend to not keep a huge floof stash. Which I am now like trying to spin through it. Which I also have a different floof hanging out on my Turkish spindle, which I forgot to bring over here. I was gonna bring that during the break, but it's two bats that I had won from last year's Tour de Fleece. Ridiculously sparkly and a mix of stuff like what is it? Leicester, fake cashmere. What else? I think there's Corriedale, organic. Ooh, Polworth. Polworth is really, really squishy, so that sounds lovely. Especially with some silk in there. You say it's organic, so I'm guessing it's not dyed and it's a natural color? Come on. Oh, so that is really thin. Like, really, really thin. Fair enough. Also, I just love that full-on shrug. That's one of those things that amuses me every time, no matter what. Oof, my back is gonna be annoyed. Also, I am not watching my bobbin. I should stop doing that. Alright, after this bit, let me move my hook again. Although, I feel like I want to take that bit. It could be because somewhere else is really thin. I'm thinking that's really thick, even though it's not. Yeah. Yeah, regardless, it sounds like really... Yeah, I'm trying to keep it that way. Because sometimes my bobbins can end up not that even, so I'm trying to be as even as I can possibly get it. Plus I have to pay at least a little bit of attention. Because sometimes I don't and I end up with, like, you know, giant hills and valleys. Well, not that giant, but giant enough to me. That's certainly noticeable. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I'm just a wee bit of perfectionist, so that is probably not helping matters. Just a tiny bit. Although at the same time, it doesn't really matter, because in the end, you know, it's gonna be yarn, so probably shouldn't worry about it, but, you know, I probably will anyway. So, yeah, that was gonna be a little too thin. Still a wee bit thin. Oh, man. That's better. Because it was almost gonna look like thread thin, and I was like, no, we don't need that right now. Although, especially for sock weight, I tend to spin like my singles around like 40 wraps per inch, give or take. But I do want to spin thicker stuff at some point. Although I do also want to perfect my fingering weight too. Which, if I did, like, you know, a 4-ply, I would have to spin a little bit thinner than what I spend for singles if I did that. Oops. Broke off the yarn. Luckily, I managed to catch the end of that to avoid a catastrophe. Oh no. Is that? Yeah, it's not terrible. Although that little bit there, I'll definitely have to be wary of. I'm still standing, feeling like a little kid, feeling like a true survivor, feeling like I never did. I'm still standing after all this time. Okay, yeah, I'm done with the hook. There we go. Oh no! Sorry you lost your floof. Oh, that wasn't a ton of floof. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I've definitely spun a wee bit thin. Was it? Yeah. Yeah, just my mini game. Basically, I have it set so basically, the mini game is essentially everybody betting their floof to see if they could, you know, steal the floof in order to get more. At least that's how I have the setup written as. Which, that's every 15 minutes. I have that going on, so you have about 4 chances in an hour. possibly earn some floof, but not guaranteed. Although your odds as a regular or a sub or moderator are a bit more advantageous. Do 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 do. Alright, and let me close this thing. I don't need it for now. There we go. I had that open from when I got started. Alright, but we are certainly making progress today. I'm probably gonna be about, say, middle or if not past the middle of the bobbin. By the time I end stream, I might not be able to spin anymore today. But I definitely should at least have made a wee bit of progress. Yeah. And that is why I try to be more careful, although that didn't hurt terribly much. Like with the nano, you don't really feel it, but this, you'll definitely more feel it if you bump your hand into the flyer, especially at the higher speeds, so you'll want to be careful. It's just more I don't have like as much space to like be far away from it, or else that wouldn't be an issue. Alright, I think about time for me to move this hook again, I think. Let me just draft a wee bit. And yeah, just about. But I really do enjoy that this is not one solid color, which makes it a lot more interesting. Because whenever I end up spinning like one solid color, it kind of tends to get a little bit boring if there's no variation. Like, you know, a tonal would have. Like, even if it were nice stuff, if it's just one solid color, it tends to be very meh. So that's basically the same sort of thing, like if I'm knitting something that is highly simplistic for me, like, you know, if it's stockinette, if I don't have something to focus on, like, say, YouTube video in the background, or, you know, a podcast or something of that derivative, I'm gonna get bored very, very easy. I need something to occupy my brain is what I'm saying. Come on. Mm-hmm. Alright, and we are at about break time once again. So I'm gonna need to get up and stretch. I say this as I continue to spin. Which I'm almost done with this piece here, so more than likely, depending on how long it takes, I'll probably finish the other half of this piece that I cut. I'll probably need to cut a third piece by the end of stream. Which you can see, this is all I have in my hand, which is not a lot, so that's gonna probably take me about another 5 minutes to spin. Oof. I feel that when I move my shoulders a little bit. Yeah. Definitely time for a break. Thank you. I will probably see that on my phone when I look at my phone. So I'm gonna go take my break, be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Unless, people or laundry ends up interfering, as is the way of things. Yeah, definitely go, grab some water if you need to hydrate, or coffee, or whatever your choice may be. How it goes? There I am. Hi, I exist again. How are you? All is well. So let me draft this. I'll pre-draft this other bit here. Oh, Jane, you were forever lucky, although you have better odds being, sub and a mod. Although, yeah, I have sub and moderators have an equal chance. I'm not sure if VPs have an option. Do exclamation point yarn. Hopefully you're not in the midst of all this heat. No problem, yeah. Sometimes it's like, what's the command? Also, I keep meaning to add more tiers. I feel like it's appropriate, but I'm gonna need some more references. Yeah, it's gross, and I would like it to stop. Alright, let me get back onto spinning the floof. Oh, so that was the new piece side. Oops. Yeah, there's a 15-minute cooldown. I have it so it's not constantly going, but it's enough of a time span that people have a good opportunity to do the thing. Let's get that attached. Oh, yeah, you have another, little less than 13 and a half minutes for it to come back again. It happens. It used to be longer than that, but I figured you will use it enough times that it's like 15 minutes sounds alright enough. Oh yeah, Sock Wizard, how are you doing? Hope all is well. I think I just said that, but just saying it again to cover my bases. Also, I'm gonna need to move this hook soon if I remember. No, I just moved it before break, so a little bit more wiggle room before I need to move this hook here. Come on. Use draft. Yay! Ooh, socks. Ah, not bad. It's gross. Other than that, pretty much alright. Has some stuff to package up. I could not find the end on like a bobbin of yarn that I had plied because I tucked it in really good. Plus, it was dark yarn, so I literally had to like pull it from the inside. So, since yesterday, I've been detangling that, which I finally managed to finish doing so before stream. So I can finally make that into a hank. I'm never tucking it in again. Bad idea. Very bad idea. Literally, I found the end, but on the outside, but it was literally too late to matter, so I was like, I'm doing this whole thing the other way. But yeah, I have never had it that bad, but first time for everything, I suppose. Alright, I think about time. Yeah, that's the stuff. That is actually the stuff, and yeah, I finished it. I mean, I have actually a tiny bit of it left over, but since I have a gift card to We Crochet as birthday stuff and things, I think I might get some of that in a different color, which, what is, no, I'm looking at the floof, the Wool of the Andes roving that they have. I want to play around with that a little bit, but God, my card has a theme for the most part. I was like, yeah, you won. I was about to say that. But yeah, that's the floof I'm looking at. Of course, it's purple. It's pretty. My theme is. My card is very much a theme of like blues and purple. No one is shocked here, but definitely more of the pastel range rather than, you know, like really strong, vibrant colors, which is very interesting. Okay, I'm basically trying to decide what to put in my cart. If it wasn't for the fact that this is going to be on a gift card, I would not be buying it because it is pretty pricey, which is annoying, but be able to get a lot of yarn out of it whenever I eventually spin it. Also, I'm getting one of their wooden crochet hooks. I want to see, you know, how it does. I'm thinking getting a hook, one of their wooden crochet hook sets eventually. I could do that now, but that would mean I probably would not be able to get a ton of yarn, and that would make me sad. Not a ton, but some yarn. Yeah, this is actually very recent. They started selling Lion Brand stuff, like, say, a month or two ago, give or take, approximately. Was it? Basically, there's, a little bit of polyester, like a little bit of string on the outside and, like, a core to it, like, so it was kind of core spun that's holding it together, which it's not very hard to take it off, so basically you take off the outside and take out the inside and basically fluff it up, and then you have floof. But yeah, not difficult. Not at all. Also, let's split this piece of fiber here. Which my guess of what the color was actually correct. For that dark blue stuff, it's colonial. If anybody ever wants to try and spin it, you could definitely go and look at that. Which also I do have a affiliate link with them. And Nitpick, since it's the same company, it's just like they have a crochet offshoot. Which the crochet website has a lower threshold for free shipping. Just to note, it's like $35 for free shipping with them. Unlike the $65 for the Nitpicks website. So if you're getting like, smaller amount of yarn, the crochet is probably a good idea to go to. Yeah, it's not terribly difficult to take it apart, thankfully. And also, oh, why do I have that balanced on that? Whoops, that's a bad idea. Very bad idea. It's literally on the edge of where the microphone is. Somehow it wasn't knocking into the microphone, but whatever. It was literally perched on the edge, and I was like, that's not gonna end well. Let me fix that. This fiber is teeswater. Just 100% teeswater. Which I already have part of it on the nano bobbin because I had this like a little bit before I gotten this wheel. So I have a bit, like I'd say, give or take maybe about half or close to half of a braid hanging out here. So the rest of them just spinning on very larger bobbin. It's still over. Even at We Crochet, TEE water. Let's see. Yeah, I think I tend to put it with him. Yeah, there isn't. Yeah, it says there's an S, tees, so Tees, tees water. Or like, t-shirt. But yeah, those guys. They are very interesting and kind of adorable. Although, let me double check. Period blocks. Aw. Mainly for meat, sad face, but they make nice floof. I would have to check the book, because I have the Fleece and Fiber source book on my tablet. But if I am not mistaken, I think this is like a cross between Merino and Corriedale, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, they are really, really cute. And a nice long staple length, so it works out pretty well. And I'm hoping these will work out really nicely for socks. So let's speed this up a little. I got a little bit more twist going on. Yes, this is my first time spinning a braid of this. And I'm definitely enjoying it so far. Yeah, they have like really long locks. That thing. Alright. I think I might need to move the hook. Let me double check after this a little bit. If not now, probably soon I'll need to move the hook again. Okay, yeah, I can go like a little bit more and then I could be able to move it, although I may deal with that little bit right there. Yeah, that's fine. Like a tiny bit of it didn't spin. Alright, let's move that. And the floof game now exists for anybody who would like to play. When someone enters, it'll start in the next 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes. Oops, that's a little bit too thin. Let me fix that. Oh, no. Stop drafting that too. I'm honestly half wondering if I should have gotten those Lazy Kates when we were doing the Kickstarter. I mean, I could always buy them at any other point, but I'm thinking maybe I'd get a set of 3 of those and I'd be able to, you know, do a true 3-ply with them. Eventually, I'm thinking about possibly giving my Nano. But it kind of feels a wee bit redundant to have both of them. Although Nano's really good for, like, if you want to travel and stuff. And still want to spin the floof. Yeah, I'm like kind of a bit back and forth on that. Yeah, either way, you'd think I definitely want to at least upgrade the motor to the 1.1 motor. Which, let's see. Yeah. The 1.0 motor is 800. Yeah, 800 RPMs max. The 1.1 is 1000 RPM max. And this one, the 6 is 1800, so certainly outpaces the 1.1, but it definitely is better than the original Nano. Well, the original Nano in, like, this frame. They had other Nanos before this, but they were, like, laser cut sort of things. Which, that's not a bad thing, but it was at least, I'd say, a wee bit more bulky than, say, more current iterations of the Nano, arguably. Although I've never seen one in person, so I could be incorrect on that thought, but I feel, at least based on the look of them, that it might be a wee bit more bulky. Also, I need some of the hook, I think. Whee! Hook moving time. And we're definitely gonna at least get to the second piece here. Although I didn't think it would take me this long to spin this one, but I'm in no rush. Rather not underspin this, because the stuff that I spun last year, I think I was in a tiny bit of a hurry, so I kind of had, like, parts that were a little bit underspun. It kind of broke on me when I was playing. Although, considering I was playing with my 2-ounce Turkish spindle, it could have also been the weight. More than likely. Yeah, this is certainly even enough. Get that. Alright, almost there. And I think Twitch just had a moment because it's telling me welcome to the chat room. I don't think it was my internet. I think that must have been Twitch having a blip. Twitch, please no breaking. No breaking, please. Which, yeah, I know. That's one of those. You need Twitch to not break. Okay, cool. There we go. Alright, a little bit more. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. Typos happen. Yeah, it already pre-drafted this bit. Do another number doing. Both of them sound like good options. I'd wager maybe the nap, unless, it's gonna mess up, your sleep schedule. Then I'd say coffee. Coffee's always great, though. Well, except when it's annoyingly hot enough that they're like, caffeine is a bad idea. Sleep. Oh no. That sucks. I'll probably. Fair. I figured, be able to work in a nap and, not mess with the sleep time. I slept from 9 to... okay. Yeah, I've been up since 7:30? Yeah, 7:30 my time. I tend to not nap unless, I'm not feeling well. Which that is a sign something's wrong if I'm taking a nap. Or if I haven't had enough sleep. Those are the usual options. I should probably move the hook very, very soon. And let's almost just a wee bit, and then I will move the hook again. Oh, Jane, if you happen to be hanging about, how's the new foot pedal going? Hopefully that is working out fine. I try not to jam on mine like I'm jamming on the brakes or something. Not that you should be jamming on the brakes that hard either, but It's the equivocal of what I'm thinking of. And there we go. Alright. Yeah, I'm guessing you're just tired or you didn't sleep well, Sock Wizard. Also, reading your name always makes me think like you should be carrying around a wand. Okay, yeah, we're about close to middle of the bobbin again. Bendy. And a sake. Fair. That is fair. Enough people certainly do call knitting magic anyway, so I certainly don't disagree. And yeah, I'm crafting a wee bit thin again. I should stop doing that. Oh, so sorry you cannot really see what my hands are doing, but more of a spatial issue than anything else. Although, actually, I moved my hand. No, because my hands are over here. Never mind. I'll leave that be. Also with a deep hands. They have their uses, but I am not a fan. Although, what's that sock from Sock Madness? The one with the herringbone. I am probably gonna need to use my size 7 APNs. I have some, what's their face? Carbons. Those are my only carbons. Which my only problem with carbons is mainly the fact that the ends are not that pointy. Which I do not appreciate. Picking up yarn, very annoying. Which is why I prefer like chalgoos or something along those lines where it's like sharp enough that it can pick up the yarn easily, but not sharp enough that it's gonna stab me if I move wrong. Alright, and getting there. I'd rather not be stabbed by my crafting supplies. Of course I say this, but I've literally nearly, stabbed my hands with my chainmail pliers, but that's mainly because my hand slipped. I've somehow not stabbed myself with those, which is good. That very much sounds like a bad time. With my... Ooh, really? Yeah, I have those for socks. I have not had that issue, but I think it's more if I'd, use those all the time, that would probably be a thing. Maybe. I tend to switch between those for socks and, bigger projects. I have my set of knit picks interchangeables in the majestic color, which is like green, blue, and purple with, majority black. Also, I think I'll need to cut another piece of floof. Back with my rough... yeah. I usually tend to just, get it to pull up on its own, so I avoid doing that. Although there are times I do the same thing. Not terribly often, so thankfully my thumb avoids that. Just get in my own. Oh no, yeah. After a while of that, it's gonna, not want to protect any further. So I get that. Yeah. I remember I used to do that a lot, so I totally understand. That's like the easiest way to get it off there. Almost there. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to change. Although, actually, I might have enough to get through the rest of the stream, which, yeah, that's what I have left currently. So, time for me to move my hook, I think. Alright, hook moving time. I definitely do want to play around at some point with Portuguese knitting again, just so I could see if I could purl a bit faster. Oof. Sorry, migraine sucks. Hopefully coffee does help. Now I will have a nap. Definitely sounds like a good choice of plan. Headaches suck. The headache migraines are different. Migraines are worse. I haven't had any caffeinated anything. Oh, anyway, no worries. I shall be here like another 12 minutes or so. Alright. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to cut another piece of floof. Let me do that now while I'm sitting here. Just so I don't have to deal with that. Also, my knuckles are very crackly today. That's the third time I've had to do that. Alright, and where's the end that I need to cut? No, this way. Whoops. And there we go. Yeah, normally this is about what I cut, but a couple of those pieces have been like a wee bit longer, but I usually like it the length of my hand. It goes quickly enough, but at the same time, it's not like too obnoxiously short. At the same time. And this. And prep this F for me to attach. Also, I keep forgetting to do the thing. Let me just grab that now while I still remember. Which I'm almost done the strip, which this is non-TDF stuff I am getting. This is the obnoxiously sparkly stuff that I won last year, and I say obnoxiously sparkly in a very fond way. 2 very large bats of floof, which I forgot to go and check how many grams it was, but my brain says it's about half a pound of fiber. I'd have to double check to be sure. Yeah, it's a large conglomerate of stuff. A lot of Angelina, as you can see. I literally opened it the other day, and I was covered in it. I still have not vacuumed. And I found a piece of Angelina in the bathroom, so it is starting to travel outside of my room now. and I need to vacuum the carpet. Ugh. Yeah, stuff gets everywhere, but it's pretty. I think the blue bits are the silk noil. Noil? However you say it. Yeah, it's a bit of like almost lemonade colors. The pink and yellow, tiny bit of green in there. A little bit of gray. Which I think that's from the Leicester. Not Leicester, Leicester. It is Leicester. Oh, I say it weirdly wrong. There we go. That's better. Come on. I had to overdraft a little bit and broke it, but there it is. Also, is it time to move the hook again? I think so. Let me... Yeah, a little bit more, but yeah, about time for me to move the hook. Yep. Cassava. Alright, and... Okay, that little bot blurb is my schedule, which is subject to change. Although, the change is honestly just gonna be me starting a little bit later and ending a little bit later, so basically from 12:30 it's basically gonna be 1 p.m. Eastern, and 3:30 is just gonna be me going to 4 p.m. Eastern. So 1 to 4 instead of 12:30 to 3:30. I feel like I've been getting on here a little bit late, so I think starting a little bit later officially would hopefully help things. Although I know for Europe, it's gonna make things a wee bit weird. I know it's a bit later in your day when I get started. Honestly, you're not gonna make every time zone happy, so Such is life. Also, I said I should move the hook soon, and then I just keep spinning. Thanks. Also, I'm gonna need to attach this next piece soon. Also, I was right. Yeah. I was gonna need to do another piece before. The usual 3 hours is up. There we go. Let me get this attached. Let me just draft a wee bit more. There we go. That's better. Patch weird. Patch draft out. Yeah, we're just about midway. I'm going here and back on the bobbin, which is pretty good progress for 3 hours. So that also means this is probably gonna be like over 10 grams, probably closer to 15. Also, at some point, I might just weigh this bobbin and see how much yarn is on there. Although the bobbin itself weighs like 101 grams. Forget how much that translates to in ounces. I said translates to. I meant convert to. Translate is more of speech rather than measurements. Do a couple minutes more spinning, which I know it's about 3-hour mark right now, but I could stand to be here like maybe 5 to 10 more minutes. At most, and then probably call it a stream. Although I definitely should see if I can go host somebody. There probably should be some other people doing the TDF stuff and things. Let me check on the Discord. Yeah, in a couple more minutes. I'm gonna go over time just a wee bit. I usually keep it about 3 hours. Which it literally just hit the 3-hour mark now that I said it. I can stand to do a little bit more spinning. But I'm probably not gonna spin for the rest of today, so it honestly couldn't hurt for me to do a little bit more. Yeah, that's usually about my limit for my brain to be able to hold a conversation on the stream. Actually, no, I take that back. 4. More like 4. Except that 1 or 2 times I've been here for 5 hours. Which 5 hours is my new record. Can't do it. No idea how people manage to do 12-hour streams. my brain would just be like, no, you're not doing that today. Forever. Long story short, Hats off to anybody who can do them successfully. Just not for me. Alright. Let's see, I can move my hook one more time. How about I draft you just a wee bit? There we go. That's a bit better. Oops. Oops, where's my foot pedal? There we go. I was starting to turn it off here, and I'm like, no, you can turn it off with the foot pedal. That is what the foot pedal is there for. Oh, you're using a press. Neat. I'm the lazy instant coffee person. Although I have used like a percolator sometimes. And mostly instant coffee. Oh, really? Yeah, I like having the foot pedal because it's certainly a bit more hands-free. And it certainly makes things. I've had... there was some instant coffee, Freckled Fireworks, Liz told me about, which was pretty good, which I think I left that down there, and I'm annoyed at myself for leaving it down there. It's a UK brand, Instant Bean? Something like that? I would have to check. But yeah, it's pretty good. Instant coffee. But yeah, I know, depending on the instant coffee, it can taste like garbage. So, I understand. Instant Bean. Or something like that. Actually, let me just go and check my Amazon. That would be smarter, given I purchased it on there. So I'd be able to know what the thing is. Blah blah blah, see orders. Hello, paintbrush cleaner. Blah 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 blah. Oh, beanies. There it is. Oh wow, that was in April. That was a while ago. Blah 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 blah. Copy. Whipped coffee drink. At least with the yeah. Totally fair. But yeah, that's the stuff. It's pretty good, and they have other flavors. I just wanted hazelnut to have like a base point to see how I feel about it. But at some point, I might try the amaretto almond because that sounds pretty good. Plus, I like flavored coffee, so I don't have to, have. Welcome back. I was briefly discussing flavored coffee. You have a French press. Nice. I have not used a French press. I can imagine. No, don't do that. Okay. Almost broke the yarn. That would have sucked. I mean, I would have been able to fix it, but that would have been annoying. But yeah, I'm gonna give it about 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to call it a day. I figure we'll get... Also, let's actually speed this just a hair. What kind of coffee is it, by the way? I realize I have not asked that question. Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, but it depends. You know, sometimes certain things tend not to do like a chocolate flavor really well. Like sometimes there's like chocolate flavored creamer, or at least creamers that have chocolate as part of their flavoring, and they tend to not do it very well, and I hate it. I'm very particular on that. It could be exactly. But yeah, based on the yeah, that was me. I was like, as soon as that came out of my hand, I was like, that's gonna break. But at least that was only the first time today, so I'm doing pretty well. Brazilian espresso. Ooh, that sounds fancy. Oops, and almost stabbed myself in my hand with the hook. That's fun. Things I don't need in my morning. That. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Ta-da! Let's grab you to pull that back out. And we're cool. Awesome. And let's secure this back onto here. And we shall be solid. Yeah, that sounds like pretty nice flavor-wise. I'm very much I like having a flavor and coffee and sugar. I have a sweet tooth. Oh, nope. And I think I can stop about, yeah, just about there. Move my hook next time, although let me double check. Although, let me draft that out a little bit there. Just, let me draft just a smidge. There we go. Yeah, that should even it out. And give me a little more twist, and we are good. Awesome. Alright, so I think that's gonna be my stopping point. First flue spinning today. I might spin a little bit more later. Probably not. Other stuffs to do, but thank you guys for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. How about I have a face camera? There we go. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Let's see. Anthro, thank you for the bit. I do appreciate it. I'm gonna go see who we can possibly go and host here in the TDF crew to keep this going. If there's anybody else. Oh, KB Fibers is on doing this, so let me go and send you guys her way. Let me mute the tab so I don't get screamed at by the Purge commercial that'll probably show up. Oh, okay, we didn't get the commercial. Awesome. That just brings me with dread. I hate it. I hate it so much. Horror is not my genre. If you're like a cute, like family film or like, action something, fine. I'm just gonna host. But I'm hosting KB Fibers because she is doing Tour de Fleece as well. She is currently spinning some floof right now. I do not believe she'll be stopping anytime soon, but she's about at the same sort of time as I am, so nearly 3 hours, but I don't think she'll be stopping anytime soon. If we're more of, yeah. Oh. Are you? That happens. We're all in the same place. And yeah, if it wasn't like the same ad like 5 times, yeah, that would help. But yes, be back tomorrow. Might do some art stuff. We will see how I feel about it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you do not melt in this heat. Stay safe and stay hydrated out there. And hopefully see you guys again soon. Bye. Do, 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 do.